Mic check, everybody. Mic check. Let us know if you can hear me. Getting a little late start here. All right, everybody, guess what? I'm back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. In case you've forgotten, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. It's been a couple of days since I've been on the show. Pedro, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Pedro Garcia, my crypto chart analyst co-host.
What up, my people? How you guys doing? All y'all people out there who's missed us, it is good to see you. Since then, it's been a minute. I mean, almost a month, bro. It's. I mean, even though we've been on and off, I mean, consistently, it's.
Yeah, I think we only did two shows in the past 3 weeks or something like that. Oh, I'm hearing myself here. Well, hold on here. I got some feedback here.
To repeat. Me too.
Don't know where that's coming from. Oh, good Lord.
Sometimes it happens, man.
Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, all right, Pedro, tell everybody what to do in the social medias here while I get things going.
Awesome, guys. Please, if you don't mind doing us a favor, please hit that like, subscribe, and most importantly, share button to your respective social media platform that you normally use. If you guys also do us a favor, and if you guys have some people that you know maybe in lounges out there on Telegram or maybe on Facebook or something like that, share us there and say, hey, these guys give good content. We're going to go over some stuff today that's going to be pretty interesting. I just want to show everybody why, like, I've been kind of a bear on the stock market as well as kind of crypto and seeing things so that you guys can kind of get a good understanding of what and how this stuff actually, why it happens. So, and so that's kind of like what I'm going to go over today. But please hit that like, sub, and
that's right, everybody. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, follow, do all the good things for us. It's been a while since we're on the air, so that means, what does it mean for me? It means I have technical glitches. That's right. Broadcasting to you from the Ottawa Kanukistan studio here, and it's my first time back here in about a month for Mrs. Striking and I, and all the software needed to be updated. And I thought I got it all ahead of time, but apparently I didn't. I didn't get it all ahead of time. So I'm having little tech issues here and there, but that's not going to stop Pedro Garcia from going over BTC and what in the world has been going on with that. Pedro, I took a break for a little bit, and
oh, dude, Jesus, dude,
and BTC comes down to where you said it was going to. You're like, in the end of March, beginning of April, they're like, it's going to go in the 50s, and there's a hint that it could go in the 40s. And I'm like, no, it's not going there. The ETFs are going to pump it. Well, the ETF money went to zero. Buy pressure went to zero. What does that mean? Volume goes down? So... Pedro?
Means things go down. I have, for whatever reason, it is like... Okay, I guess it went away. Talk to me again, Goose.
Check, 1 2 1 2.
I have such a... it's like repeating.
Are you listening to the YouTube feed also?
Oh, shoot. That's probably what it is, bro.
You might be listening to that and not to our studio feed.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't...
Check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I got you. There's no feedback again. All right, perfect.
Oh. Nah.
Nope, there it is.
Oh, I don't know. I'm clicking some buttons here.
Hello. I'm like looking at...
All right, how about now?
I think so. Give it a second, because then I'll rehear myself. Alrighty then. I think it is clear. We are good.
All right, we made it fix the sounds, and of course, as soon as we get that, we get reward token bomb in the house.
Bomb it, baby. Bomb.
Coming all the way to us from Nigeria. Thanks for bombing the house, Kelvin. Anyway, let's talk about BTC for a little bit, and then we'll get into acknowledging all you jumbalones here from the audience that are watching us.
Nice. So, since we've talked about, which was around here, talked about coming down to these lower levels here, which is going to be that that 60 to 50, 57,000. I expected us to come down into this area, retest this, and see a little bounce. I do expect it to now, because of the circumstance that we're in, right? So I'm in a, what's the word I want to use? I don't know exactly how to play this, because this type of candle right here that we see within, let me move this real quick. Right here, you can see that we put a pretty bullish candle here, but we bounced off the weekly 20 period moving average with a demand zone. But we're also coming back up to test this 8 period moving average for me. So I'm expecting us to see a turnaround. If this thing holds, I'm going to expect it to come down and retest that 56,000 area. And so we might be going sideways here. Do you remember that moment when I first came on with you and you're like, just give us, is BTC going to be up or be down? Remember that? And I said, well, yeah, kind of going to go up, then down, then up and down, and then fell off. And you're like, wait, what? And I said, well, you're asking me for an honest opinion. Well, that's kind of the circumstance that we're in right now. We have higher time frame SMAs, and so it's got to clear one of these here. Now, we might go into a consolidation period where you just see a ping pong off of that 56,000 area to the 66,000 area, or the other part could be that we push down for today, because today's the beginning of the week, right? And we come back and test these lower, or we test these lows here and then push back up. But we're in this state of just consolidating period because of where we're sitting with the higher time frame moving averages. But in the same sense, the fact is that we do have, if we do see a sell-off, we've got the 8 period moving average sitting at that 52,000 mark area here, 51,000 mark area, which would act as a major support if we were to sell off hard into this week. So if we do see a sell-off for this week, expect it to come back down to that 52,000 mark area and then see what happens after that. But ultimately, we're in this sideways pattern right now in between that 66,000 and then sitting in between this 56,000. So we'll see. If we do go down first and then push back up, expect us to push through this 8 period and go above, and we should see 80,000 in all reality. Like, we should be able to sit there and say, okay, this should hit. We've got to clear that 8 period moving average with volume.
Jason, nice typo. Or not Jason, Jesus.
Say.
Yeah, this is what he typed, and then he says, "Oh wait, this is what I meant."
Oh wait, do that again. I didn't catch it.
Here's the first comment. It's up on the screen. Here's the second one. Fun fact: Pedro and I have never actually met in person. So
yeah. Soon though, soon. Coming this when we host the conference.
Yeah,
the
Blockchain Futures Conference in Toronto in August.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. Alrighty, so let's go ahead also and check out a little bit of ETH. There's been a lot of talk about ETH and the sell-off that we've seen.
Hold on here. I've been distracted here, Pedro. Let's stick with the BTC for a minute.
Okay.
I mentioned this last week, and I mentioned it in a post in social media also. But of all the callers, all the shillers, all the TA guys out there, now Pedro has exposure to a much larger group because he has trader groups and this stuff that are all technical analysis guys that he hangs out with. But generally, in my Twitter feed and Farcaster feed and all the other things we use now, it's mostly Moon Boys saying after the halving, everything's going up. Everything's going moon, and we're going to see all-time new highs and world record prices and all this type of stuff. And if you recall, Pedro said, what? And goes, I don't know. He's like, there's some problems with it. And he just talked about some of those and where it's going and the old up, and then it has to go down before it goes back up again routine, which we talk about here a lot. But he was the only one that I knew of that was actually calling it down into the 50s. And I want to give, as they say, Pedro the shout out for that.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate I don't know, Pedro, if you can hear the sound effects. Wait, there we go.
Thank you. Yeah, I can. Thank you.
Just realized I had the sound effect things down, so probably everyone didn't even hear the intro music.
I also want to bring up we also potentially, and I bring this up because it's really important to understand. This might not be the lows, right? And
right.
I've talked about us going down into potentially, the and I don't want to see it go this way, right? Because I want to see my crypto bag just skyrocket, and then retire in the next 3 months. But we could see it come down to them 30s. Very, very plausible.
You using the whole fist doc?
Hello, Chuck Jansen.
Back in this area here. What up, Doc? How you doing? It's good to see you, brother. So this is where it's like it all kind of depends on what's going to happen in the global market.
Right.
With crude oil, and I know some people are like, what's crude oil have to do with this? Well, people need to put money into crypto, and right now, crude oil is one of the things that either you fill the gas up or you buy crypto. So I know his diamond hands are we'll take 30, 40, 50 bucks and buy crypto with it, right? And the family can be like, well, we don't need to go out this weekend.
So, oops. Sorry, that was a little loud.
Sorry. So it's just one of those things that it just kind of depends on what's going to happen. And additionally to that, at this point again, if we start to consolidate at these levels here, where we're sitting,
yep,
we're gonna need some news to break us out of this, right? And so if this happens for the next maybe month or two within Bitcoin, I would expect some news again, but it all depends on what's going to happen with if it's going to sell off or we're going to see it push up. Typically, the way the market works is if it's consolidating for too long, we need some news, some catalyst to really push us up or push us down.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So I was trying to bring a link up, and I don't have it set up yet. I wanted to... Actually, I'll just talk about it. a couple of weeks ago, we all saw Jamie Dimon on various TV shows, once again calling everything a scam, a farce. BTC is just it's still a big Ponzi scheme and all that type of stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to get a link here that I have to go through a QR code to get. And he said the blockchain technology is great. They're incorporating it all over the place with JP Morgan. He goes, but Bitcoin, farce. And he called for the price to come down subsequently, and subsequently JP Morgan put out a thing saying just recently that, hey, we might not be out of the water yet. Oh, here's the article. Let me see if I can bring this up on my screen here. Tom's screen. Oh, wrong screen.
Bro, we're at 11 likes already. That is dope. I remember when we were like, awesome, 11 likes. I was like, oh, wow. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Appreciate it.
Give me a second to get I didn't set up my screen here.
It's okay. Let me go ahead and pull, because this is something important as well. So Jamie Dimon sits there and says some crazy stuff. You know, he's been poo-pooing crypto and things of that nature. And one of the aspects behind that, and I have friends of mine who literally are kind of work with a lot of kind of top brass at JP Morgan and stuff like that. And they've said, no, he really, really doesn't like it. But, go ahead, bro. What are you going to talk about? JP Morgan?
Here's the article here. JP Morgan issues Bitcoin warning. And normally they stay out of the actual day-to-day pricing thing about it and just let the boss talk about the scam, his feelings that it's still a scam. Hold on, I gotta get it here. JP Morgan giants caution cryptocurrency investors that Bitcoin is not out of the woods yet. U.S. banking has maintained a cautious stance on cryptocurrencies. In the report published recently, according to JP Morgan, the cryptocurrency market is currently suffering from the lack of bullish catalysts after the ETF inflows dried up. Now, a lot of media is speaking like this, like, oh, nothing great happened with the halving. And not only that, but the price change was baked into it. Wall Street, in everything you can think of, by the time any of us Jumballones have heard the news, the market is adjusted for the price already. Because that's what people do. They want to be first, so the market adjusts to everything. But never in the history of halving and splitting of reward minings, or however you want to talk about it, has there been an immediate bull market. Now, a lot of people, especially Crypto Banter and Rand, have talked about the cycle now kind of being compressed and all that type of stuff. Things are happening faster because there's more people in it, more information, yada, yada, yada. But there's going to be a lot of warnings like this saying, well, it could go down a lot. Because traditionally after the halving, it did go down a little bit. And it did, as people kind of sorted out what's going on, as what miners stayed in business. The miners that went out of business usually dumped their BTC. To pay off their debts and things like that. So there are some temporary bearish indicators from my kind of fundamentalist point of view. Fundamentalist? The fundamental point of view. Mrs. Striking and I did recently drive through Amish country, so that was a little fundamentalist. But
yo, did you get any good soap out there? Have you ever bought their soap?
Nope. All we got was gas and a sandwich. That was it.
Next time you go through there, get the soap. Go through, dude. It is remarkable, dude. It's remarkable. Wow, it's so hard.
Anyway, it says JP Morgan said at the same time the bank's analysts cited elevated positioning, underwhelming venture capital, because there's still not as much venture capital going into the crypto markets as there were 4 years ago, when they were just throwing money at anything. Now it's actually quite difficult to get funding, because they're actually just putting money at real businesses now, not just like at white papers. Let's see. JP Morgan predicted that Bitcoin halving was priced in, pouring cold water on some things, and that's right. But here, back in February, they said that it could go as low as 42,000. And Pedro, I went all the way into this article, this deep into it, which I usually don't, because you mentioned 40,000, and I wanted to see what your 40,000 number was. Where I know you mentioned it, but I was trying to take care of some technical difficulties. What were you talking about when you said 40,000?
For me here, it's this demand zone right here, which is a weekly and a monthly demand zone, which sits right here at this 41.88 to 38.
Pedro's getting that lunchtime phone call, guaranteed.
Every time, dude. I swear it's every time. And I'm just like, what are you?
Jesus, gas stations. No, there's gas stations and horse feeding for the Amish carts. Actually, Mrs. Striking, I didn't see any horse-drawn carriages this trip, but we have in the past. Jesus says Jamie Dimon's fudding his own bags to buy more. Entirely possible, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that later in the show too. Solama, Osama Solama. Solama traded with Cardanzo. BlackRock did the same thing. Yes, we know that. Do whatever I want. Prez on Solana. Do whatever I want. Thanks for joining the show and shilling your bags. Drop some more comments about what Prez is. I mean, we got a whole bunch of degens in the house here.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We got a new commenter here. Do whatever I want. Talking about Project and Solana, and I hope it didn't go away yet. Tamuno. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us. P2P Movement says, always DYOR for the reward token. The reward token, guys, killing it as usual. I told a whole new group of characters to come in today, and it was the CroFomo group, and I am not seeing them here yet. But I'll try and get them in. I'm going to talk about them later after the break, as they say. Pedro, let's just take a moment here to acknowledge all of our wonderful things. We got Crypto Mike in the house, Crypto Mike, and all the other Canadians. Thank you very much. I am back in Canada now, so all is good there. Henricus is here. All right, my fellow audit chain gladiator here. Thank you for joining us, Henricus. Calling in all the way from the Nederlanders. Mr. Spurgis is here. I have to imagine Mrs. Spurgis will be joining us later too. Derek's in the house. Ka-ching! Ka-ching, ladies and gentlemen. Ka-ching's in the house. Israel Teo. Israel, thanks for joining us. Oh, you know what? I forget which project you're from, Israel. Usually you say it in every post. Every post you shill it, but I forgot. Bad Hustlers, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Aminu Usam, check 12. Check 1 2. Oh, check 1 2. Yes, we were doing the sound check earlier. Yes. Dar baby. That's got like a country song written on it somewhere. Dar baby, dar baby, dar baby.
I have my honey with the dar baby in one.
My man Vincent coming to us from Nigeria as well.
What up, brother? It's good to see you.
Thanks for joining us, Vincent. Trying to help Vincent out here behind the scenes. Good kid. Thanks for tuning in, even though he doesn't have a good data plan where he lives. Let's see who else we got in the house here that we haven't mentioned yet. Now, there's some guy named Jesus that's dropped 1,000 comments. We might have to ban him.
Jesus, what up, brother?
Oluwasigan. I'm not even going to really try to pronounce your name properly. But
I just call him Gun. What up, Gun?
Olu, thanks for joining us. What else we got? Jason's Toasty. You know, I haven't followed up on Toasty in a while. Maybe if you remind us later, we'll get to it. All right, that's enough for the social media right now. We're having a serious talk about BTC. I don't even remember where we left off, Pedro. But thanks to everybody that joined us. Even your new shiller guy about that Prez thing on Solana. Come back and shill it some more. We got time. Pedro and I got time, that's for sure.
All right, so the reason why I was saying BTC here is because we've got a pretty strong area here sitting between 40,000 to 38,000. And this is one of those ones that, as I look at, it's a clear shot that most likely we're going to see the market turn around probably about this level, this 40 or 30,000. We've got two areas here that there's a lot of buyers sitting there. This is where we saw it really kind of explode. So from this level, came back down, sold off, and then pushed back up to its previous all-time highs here. So this is where I would sit there and think to myself, if there's going to be buyers, it's going to be buyers sitting right here at these levels, right here between that 41,000. Also, we've got a 50,000 mark also right here. So we have a few things that are, and with this 50,000 mark, which is a weekly zone, we also have that 50-day period moving average, or excuse me, the 8-period moving average sitting at the 50,000 mark area here. So these are these certain areas that I can sit there and see the market coming down to find buyers and then to push back up. So that's why I assumed, because when the market retraces and comes back down, this is how it plays. And then in relationship to bonds and do you want to wait on that stuff, or do you want me to go into it?
You know what? Let's hit the serious talk here first about bonds, ladies and gentlemen. One of the titles we had to talk about was Memecoin Monday, but we haven't been on the air in a while, so we're going to hit the market indicators type stuff. Pedro and I were talking. If you've watched the show, you know we talk about bond yields a lot because it's an indicator of the market, and it's an easy one for all of you. You don't have to be a wizard to figure them out. This is literally an up and down thing. Going up, bad. Going down, good. And Pedro is going to go over the importance of that and what's going on with that right now.
Absolutely. So in indications of market trends, right? Typically, the longer that you, let's say, go out and get a loan for your house, right? You will go through. You will take a 20 to 30 year bond, or excuse me, you go out and get a loan for 20 to 30 years. Those loans are packaged and sold. And when they're sold, they're sold to companies. They're sold all around the world, okay? Because people see that as assets. Because as you make your payment, right, the majority of it, for the first 2/3 of it, you're paying to. You're not paying to principal. You pay to interest, and that interest is what is sold to people around the world, governments. Like I said, major corporations and other people like that. And these are called MBSs, mortgage-backed securities, things like that. Now you're like, what's the point of that, Pedro? Well,
Pedro, what's the point of that? Come on, tell us.
The point of this is an indication of the market at large and what's actually happening from a meta standpoint. Because if the market goes down within these situations, it affects everything. Now, there are certain things, the longer you have your money out or your loan out, what happens is your yield should be higher. The shorter the loan, the smaller the yield. Typically, this is how it's always happened. There's been a few times in history where you actually will see shorter terms of loans go higher yield-wise or interest rate-wise than longer terms. And so this is what we call an inversion. And when this inversion happens, this is normally a indicator of the stock market, the global market at large slow down, and typically have a huge, or excuse me, typically slow down, and we have recessions. But there have been times when you have this inversion that happens where short-term loan yields or short-term loan interest rates will go higher than long-term interest rates. And when that happens, you want to look at a couple things. So the first thing that the government, most people typically use, is look at the 10-year and 2-year. So if we look at the 10-year, we can see that right now interest rates are sitting at 4.5%. Okay, so you take a loan out for 10 years. Okay, it's going to typically cost you a little bit, because you go through a bank, and that bank has to make money, so they'll sell it to you for like 5%, 6%, sometimes 7%. But this is the base. They've got to take loans from the government or somehow figure out a way to get money, and then for them to sell it. So right now we'll say 4.5 is what the 10-year rate is. This is what the Fed uses as well. Then we cross-reference it, right, to the 2-year. And then the 2-year, typically the 2-year should be lower than the 10-year. But remember, the 2-year or the 10-year was 4.5, and the 2-year now is sitting at 4.8%. And what happens, this means that there's a major typically a major sell-off that happens in the market because of this. And so people understand that. So people typically start to pull money out and get ready for a sell-off. But it's not what's been happening, right? We're at a point now where this has been for almost 400 days, 500 days where this has been happening. Now, the other part is when this happens, there's a ratio that typically happens. This has happened about 11 times in history, in modern day history. Out of the 11 times, we've seen 9 out of the 11 times that the market actually does major sell-offs because of it, or a major recession, okay, for that lasted maybe like a year or two. This is important to understand because, again, out of 11 times that this has happened, 9 times happens, right? Now, there's another indicator that's really important to look at as well. It is the 10-year and the 3-month. So you see here that we always talk about the 3-month and 1 month, right? When the 3-month and 1 month, and here's the thing, you all can actually do access to this too as well, because if you just type in, you look up here what I have right here, USO3, so this is the US note that goes into the 3-month 3M yield, Y is in yield, okay? Now you can see here, this has only happened 3 times in history where we actually have
these are 3 important dates, everyone.
Yeah. 3 times in history. 1, guess what? Great Depression. 2, in the 1970s and early 80s, kind of in that same period.
For those of you who don't remember, in the 70s and early 80s, interest rates got as high as about 17% for your mortgage. Think of that. People are complaining about 6%, and there were 17% mortgage rates.
Yeah. Well, if we take inflation and a bunch of other stuff that's actually happening, that would actually, we won't go into that. But when certain things happen, this is important. Now, the 3rd time in history was around 2008. So 2006 and 2007, we started seeing stuff like this that happen. And it really hurt the market really, really bad, right? Where we saw interest rates of the 3-month actually go through and get above the 10-year. Now, remember the 10-year is sitting at 4.5%. Okay, and you can see here the 3-year. And this stuff right here that I am telling you, this is not like you just go on YouTube, you go on to just normal. This is stuff that you can actually learn. This isn't anything hard for you to learn. A lot of people are talking about this. I've been talking about this ad nauseum for almost a year plus, right? Where I'm like, look here, this is really important, right? And it was funny. I was paying attention to this, and then George Gammon started talking about that, and I was like, good, I'm not the crazy one, and because I was like, why is anybody looking at this? Nobody. And then other people started talking about it as I was looking, and I was paying because I'm more of a chartist, so I'm sitting there watching to see what the yields are doing, what's actually happening in the market. And so it was one of those moments that I was like, when they really started talking about it and we started hitting it hard, I was like, oh wow, okay, I'm seeing the market correct, and from a meta standpoint. So, but this is really important because now it's happening again. Now
it's happening. Just for those of you still listening, you haven't tuned out because we got too serious and you didn't hear my wonderful wit and Pedro's laughing. That's important to note that Pedro is saying that confluence of events is happening now. Now
it is. Now, like it happened, and this right here is only happened 3 times in history, in modern day financial history, and every single time we've had crazy situations. 2008, right? So this is something that you need to pay attention to. Now, I hope I'm wrong. You've heard me say that multiple times now. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I really do. Like, because a lot of people are going to be hurt if this continues. This is what I'm trying to say. Be smart. Put your money. Again, this is not financial advice, and this is for educational and social entertainment purposes only.
We got the disclaimer running.
Yeah, but the key is if things start to get really bad, right, from a financial standpoint, I want you guys to be ready, right? So this is where we're waiting for the market to come down. Damn, Check out. So I just read this. So like in this aspect, if this starts to happen, which it most likely is, because we're literally in the process of it. And again, I'm going to point this out right here too, because this is really, really important. I don't see many people talking about this. But you guys always see me talking about the U.S. debt, right? The U.S. debt, and then the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah. This right here is important because, again,
I love this. I love this page. This is my favorite.
This part right here, home sales. Home sales here are really important. You can sit there and see new home medium sales as well as existing home medium sale prices, okay? And you can actually go back in history, and I'm talking go back in history and look at these. The prices, every time you start to see 20%, we're talking, this isn't global, but this is US. Go look at 2008, before we saw everything fall off. Go look at 1970s, right?
Yeah.
From 60s into the 70s, you can actually see similar situations from a percentage standpoint, not necessarily from a financial standpoint, but from a percentage standpoint of the drop-offs, right? Now, the 1970s wasn't as bad as 2008, but again, this is an indicator of a real simple setup of when you see a 20% decrease or 15 to 20% decrease in the housing market from pricing, it is an indication that lets you know there's something wrong with the market. And this is home sales, and this is not even what do you call sales in regards to corporate business. I don't know why I can't remember the name, but basically where corporate businesses own and they go through. That's really what this is about. Lord, why am I forgetting what that is, dude?
Because you're out of practice, my friend. You're out of just like me with my tech and getting everything right. You're out of practice.
This is you have retail and homes, and then you have basically corporate people going out and buying corporate real estate. Holy crap, that was really hard. Corporate real estate. And then for there, so these are certain, I'm not even talking about that because that in itself is falling apart as well. But this literally, the ground is eroding out from people, and people don't know. Like, they're in quicksand, and people don't. And the reason why I say this is because Tom sent me this article with the Chicago Tribune, basically saying that the whole entire economy is great. It's booming. Everybody is just, eat, drink, and be merry. Like, have a grand time. This is great. This is the same stuff that was happening in 2008. This was happening in 1928, 1927, 1926. Okay, this stuff is super important because the same thing was happening. So I want to bring this up because I just want you guys to be prepared. Put some money away. If you guys can save, and you can buy a house, because most likely housing is going to start falling apart, right? And then when that happens, then people stop buying stuff. And then when people stop buying stuff, then people get laid off from businesses, and then houses go belly up again and go back on the market. And then you start to see people stop buying stuff in stores, and then more businesses go belly up. This is stuff that we saw in 2008. This is stuff that we've seen in major turning points in history. And so I want you guys to be ready. Okay, that's it.
All right, I've got the article up. Pedro, you can read this. It's not Chicago Tribune. It's Crane's Chicago, chicagobusiness.com. You can just turn the JavaScripts off, and it'll work. But they focus on what. It seems like they were just focusing on what the Fed was talking about, an expectation of rate cuts later this year, and the Midwest is doing pretty well coming out of the pandemic because it's a goods and manufacturing economy, less tied to services, and also because Japan has here it says fallen to the world's fourth largest economy after Germany now is in a recession. Japan was once a big investor in Chicago and the Midwest buying up real estate, blah, 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 blah. But they write this whole article, and they're generally a pretty good group there. They don't spam articles or have AI write things. And they just totally skip the whole yield stuff. they just totally skipped it.
Yeah.
I guess you can't ask for everything nowadays, huh?
Well, here's the thing. Remember I sent you, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, the whole entire thing about how much volume is coming into the stock market. Remember I was telling you? Remember I sent that to you?
Yep.
The reason why that's important is because when it comes down to it, like ultimately, right, the stock market
Welcome, Chris Green. We'll get to CroFomo here after the break. Go ahead, Pedro.
Definitely.
Sorry.
It's okay. So the stock market, it needs volume for it to go up, people buying, right? But when the market is at all-time highs, you typically will see a deceleration of volume coming in. Okay, you typically will. But that's actually not what is happening. We're actually seeing a lot of volume come in. I mean, we've actually seen more volume coming in than ever before, right? Yet the market isn't going up. Like screaming up.
Right.
Okay. You can see here over the last few months, we've kind of petered out, boom. Actually not the last few months, we've actually been pushing up. We kind of went up, then kind of went sideways, went down. The reason why I bring this up is when you see a lot of volume and we're not seeing it like really scream up here, you're seeing a lot of transactions happen. And part of me feels as if these transactions are big banks and large institutions going through and offloading their positions. And as they're offloading their positions, they're telling everybody, hey guys, hoorah, hoorah, these are great. Keep buying, because as people keep buying, then they can give people the sell to the buy, right? And so they can sell their position off to people who are buying. And this is done through news. This is done, and we've talked about the Jim Cramer video of him going in and talking, reaching out to news articles and stuff like that. So, and I know I sound like a guy who's like got the tinfoil hat on. And,
I've never accused you of doing that, Pedro. No, it's never happened.
But I mean, listen, y'all have seen me like the proofs and the pudding.
That's true. I give you that.
My receipts are in the they're literally in the videos, and I've called it a few times now. So I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus. I'm just saying I want you guys to be prepared if things are happening, and be able to have some extra cash so that you guys can really take part in if we do see a major sell-off, to be ready for it.
Pedro Damas, ladies and gentlemen.
Get out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're that far into the show. We're going to talk a little bit about sponsors real quick right here. I don't know if you noticed, while Pedro was talking, I had the World of Rewards footer up here while a couple people were commenting about the War project. You guys got to do me a favor. All of you guys that support our channel need to go over to War and just pick up a little bit. You don't need to buy everything like that. And I'm not telling you go invest in it. Go over and see Bruno, pick up a little bit, and test out how his reward system works and see if you like it. In other words, do your own research on it. But he's nice enough to sponsor our show, so I'm nice enough to say, hey, you need some beta testers over there as he gets it all set up and running. Go over there and test it out and see what you like. You get good exposure to other projects, to smaller projects. And I will have his banner up while I'm talking here. You get, like over in the corner over here, you see this little graphic. There's a whole list of projects there that you can get rewards in. Test it out, give your feedback in their room, ask some questions, that type of stuff. Go to worldofrewards.finance and go over and check him out. He's like I said, he's nice enough to support Pedro and I, and for some of these sponsored segments.
Commercial property. I'm sorry, that was just random. That's what it's called. All right, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Commercial real estate, right?
Commercial real estate, yes. Keep going, keep going.
Anyway, so make sure you go over and check them out. And I'm gonna until he calls me up and says, "Hey, we got a bunch of holders out and we got some good feedback on how our system works." I'm going to bug the crap out of you guys about it. And also, our big show sponsor, Audit Chain, and their product, Patchouli.ai. You've heard me talk about Audit Chain now for a long time, and rightly so, because they keep developing new stuff without fully launching their product. But they're actually in the middle of their node sale now. And they have 4 rounds of it. If you want to learn more about it, talk to me, and I've got a private trading room to talk about it. And you can actually earn some money running a node for them. And so that's a really good thing. And not only that, but if you are a European and you're up to your ears in MiCA regulations, or over in the Middle East and have to deal with the UAE's VARA regulations for your crypto projects, their new Patchouli.ai software can get you completely compliant with the new rules for white papers. A lot of new white papers if you release a white paper for any financial product in the EU or in the UAE now, it has to be in a machine readable format called XBRL. So it's the format that the SEC uses for all the filings from companies and all that type of stuff. And the Audit Chain's soft product, Patchouli.ai, does that. Does that all kind of good stuff. And now, because I put together a new video for them, I'm going to run it for all you chumbalones. And so while I'm going to take this minute to use the little boys' room, check out this new video that I've done for them. Hopefully the audio is Media 2. See, my first time back here in a little bit, and I got to make sure it's right. There we go. Whoops. Oh, I didn't mean to restart that. Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for putting up with our sponsors and our advertisers and all that. They're important to us. They keep us going here, and hopefully their projects will all boom like crazy, and then we'll head off to Ibiza for all the usual shenanigans over there. Although Mrs. Striking won't let me do that. But anyway, thanks for sticking around. As Jason says, Jesus says, pay them bills, bro. Got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
A long time ago, a couple of the guys and I, Crypto Mike and I, have had a discussion about NASCAR recently, and my favorite driver was Junior, Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in the day, and he was born rich because his dad was a successful driver, and then he was successful, and just very wealthy guy, had his own private jet and all this kind of stuff. And one day he's talking about kind of stepping back from driving so much, and he says, they're like, Junior, you're making a lot of money here, and you're at the height of your career, and kind of stepping back, and he just casually says, I don't need to make much money. I just need to pay my bills. As he got in his sports car to go to his private jet. my bills were the rent and a little spending money for the kids and that type of stuff, and he just wanted to pay his bills, and his bills were jet fuel. little different. Everyone, they always say context is important. That context was important.
Very, very important.
Anton Golub, thanks for joining us, Anton. Appreciate it.
Oh, what up, Ant? Good to see you, brother.
Greetings from Dubai. Anton's been spending a lot of time in Dubai. I was there for a couple of different conferences. I miss Dubai. I haven't been over in a while. Anton, were you there during the rains? I was there when I spent, say, I worked there on and off for 15 years, and I saw it rain twice. and the other day in Dubai, they had 2 years worth of rain in an afternoon, or something like that. Anton's getting his hair cut from a barbershop. Yeah, I used to love getting my hair cut over there. You get like a head massage and all kinds of stuff. It was full service at the barbershop over there. Complete madness during the rains. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hit the important stuff about Bitcoin earlier, and Anton, we got to have you on the show again because I know you've got some new roles in your world of exchanges and that type of stuff, and I want to get you back on the show to talk about that. But anyway, we hit the serious stuff about BTC. Pedro was talking to us about bond yields and how the cross between two different indicators has only happened 3 times previously, and that was the Great Depression, the interest rate mess in the 70s. And the mortgage blow up in 2008, and it's happening right now again. So we're going to see what tragedy shakes it out. But housing. But what fun would we have if we weren't going to talk about meme coins, memeage, meme coins. I have this audio playing. Yes, I do. It's meme coins time. Anyway, Pedro, let me ask you a question here. Have you ever heard of a crypto ETF?
I think I have.
Crypto ETF, and I don't mean like one with the that Gary Gensler had to approve, and that might they're not Bitcoin and not a one that's waiting, but an actual crypto ETF style, not an actual ETF, an ETF style operation in DeFi land, specifically focusing around the ecosystems of the meme coins.
No. I mean,
our friend here, Chris Green, has. Let me tell you that. You know why? Because he got me into it. He FOMO'd me into it. And he told me all about it, and I FOMO'd right into it. I had not traded much on Cronos chain. And you and I talked about it before, Pedro. We talked about some meme coin stuff, and specifically one called Crow with Knife, Caw. And so I got into that and appreciated nicely and that type of stuff. And then Chris comes back to me and says, CroFomo, like the day it launched or second day it launched or something. And I'm like, the last one Chris told me was good. I might as well get that one. So bought that too. No idea what it was about. It goes up. Not like moon, but goes up nicely. And then Caw got listed on Crypto.com's exchange. So Caw exploded. And I saw that CroFomo exploded at the same time. And I was like, but they didn't get listed. Then I noticed what CroFomo is actually paired. Its trading pair, at the time, its main trading pair, was with CAW. Not with the Cronos, but with another token. I found this very interesting here. And hold on, I'm going to try and... Oh, is someone really calling me? Jason's calling me. Hold on, Pedro. Take it for a minute.
Bring him on. All right. So let's go back and do some of the market here for you guys so that I can show you guys here real quick. Show my screen, Tom. I also want to bring this up here because I think this is also another thing to be paying attention to, and that would be the Russell 2000. I've talked about this a couple times with you guys. Basically, the Russell 2000 plays off of the. This is America's top small businesses. So most people don't realize that like 90% of America is actually ran by small businesses. And the reason why this is so important, because if this basically tracks the top 2,000 businesses, the top 2,000 smallest businesses. And I believe it's like 500 million to like 5 billion is what it is. I actually need to go through and look at the metrics behind it again. But it basically, and I know it sounds like 500 million, that sounds like a big business. Remember, these are big businesses before they go on the Russell 2000 or before they go on to being, listed on the NASDAQ or listed on the S&P 500 or Dow Jones, right? These are these companies that are coming up, but they have a lot of employees. So when you see the actual companies themselves start to go sideways or struggle, this is something to be paying attention to. So over the last year, we've seen the Russell 2000 kind of shoot up real quick. But now we did a bit of a sell-off last month and it's going back up. The reason why I bring this up is it's still the first part of this month. And as you all know, when I say the market goes up, if the market goes up first, what's it going to do? It's typically going to sell off. And so this is one of those things is as I'm looking at this, it's indicating to me that we should see we'll see it push up probably to the middle of the month, which will be about the 15th, 16th, maybe 17th. And then typically sell off. So if we see what's happening here right now, you can see that the market is pushing up here currently, and then we might see a sell off here at these lower levels. So it's really important to be paying attention to as we start to progress. Also, I thought this was really interesting as well. So at Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholder meeting, he actually talks about, and I think this is even more interesting, so he sent in his tax, Warren Buffett is a big believer in paying your taxes. If you're a corporate entity, it's really important. He sent in a pretty hefty tax bill for the money he made over in 2022, and now in 2023 he sent another one in, and he basically just said, you know what, if 800 of the top companies actually paid their fair share of taxes, Americans would not have to pay taxes.
That's amazing.
Which I was like, and he said this in front of everybody, and so he kind of chastised the top 800 companies out there. And I'd be like, man, dude, there's a reason why I like that dude. He's lived so well. He does not try, it's like, I don't think he'll turn away $1 million if you give it to him. But he also understands. He's like, dude, there's a lot of struggling people out here. So,
all right, Pedro, thanks for taking it for me. Well, actually, I had AutoChain call me, and I thought they were going to say something about the new video I put up, but they've got another video and some other stuff that I need to work on for them. And my gracious sponsor Jason says, "Oh, what are you up to?" I said, "Oh, I'm live on the air." And he's like, "Oh, sorry for calling you." Anyway, it interrupted my talk about CroFomo and an ETF. Now, I use the word ETF, and they use the word ETF. But really, think about it, instead of trying to make it something complicated, just a crypto project that is involved with a bunch of other cryptos in a basket-style trading thing. Meaning, if you buy CroFomo, you are also kind of co-investing in the other projects that they invest in. And they do that. This is an interesting thing. Let me bring up their DEX chart here. I noticed something. Whenever you do your research on a new project, you like to go to your usual things that you're good at looking at. No, that's not the right one. And one of the things that I like to look at is how much liquidity projects have. And I don't have my thing set up right, so I can't point all the way over there. And my whiteboard is not working. But over on the left side of the screen here, if you can see, it says pooled CAW, crow with knife, and pooled CroFomo. This pair, if you can see up here, it's the CroFomo and CAW. Oh, yeah, you can't see that because the print is too small. But it says CroFomo, Crow, yada yada yada. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. But anyway, it says the percentage of how much it's staked. 15% of the CroFomo that's in circulation is staked. Now, here, a good example over at CAW, 4% is staked, and most projects are down at. I don't mean staked. I mean added to liquidity. Sorry, got those terms confused. So 14% of the CroFomo, 15% has, and in this pool alone, has been added to liquidity. And you can see it says a market cap of $252,000, $77,000 in liquidity. That's a lot. But check this out. Check this out. This is what's really interesting. CroFomo. I hope you guys can see this. Let me make sure you can see this here. Yes. Look at all these pairs they have. These are all active pairs. Most of the times you type the project in and you get 93 scam coins and old liquidity pairs. This project, here at the top one, if you go into, if you want to replicate this, go to Dex Tools or Gecko Terminal or whatever your flavor is. Type in CroFomo. And here the first pair is the Crow paired with CAW, $77,000 liquidity. Another pair, CroFomo paired with Wrapped Crow, and then another pool of Wrapped Crow, and then paired with Ryoshi, a project on the Cronos chain, and then paired with I don't know what KWIF is, cat with knife or something like that, and also like there's more here. CroFomo paired with Chucky, CroFomo paired with Mary. All of these are active. All these are active projects that they're paired with. Now here's what gets really interesting, and all of you guys listening to me ramble on here, I'm gonna land the plane here, as they say, as Mrs. Striking likes to say, land the plane on these long stories, Tom. What's going on here is their liquidity for the project, the whole project, and all the ones that they're paired into, comes from the community. I don't mean pre-sale, like, oh, we give our bags to Pink Sale. It means they launched their token and said, all right, everybody, we need liquidity. And the point of this is to have the community build it, develop lots of pools. No single person can rug pull it. Because if someone pulls the liquidity in one, there's seven other pools. And they're cross-pooled with all other projects. So that, first of all, they earn income on the liquidity pool fees for all of these other projects. And there's a healthy volume because our bots run these back and forth all day long, all these pools long. So even if people are barely trading at all, the R bots are going like this. So they have very healthy 24-hour volume on a small project.
What's the fee for what's the taxes?
There's no taxes on these things. These are all 0-0 projects.
Oh wow!
I think I'm pretty sure most of them are 0-0, but there's obviously trading fees for using the various different routers and stuff.
That's awesome. So you're telling me that Crow?
They're not paying us for this. Nobody there gave me any money for this or paid Pedro and I or anything. I just came about it because Chris, our viewer here, got me into some Cronos trading, and I didn't know what I was holding on to here. And it was only yesterday when I finally figured it out, and they told me, no, bro, that's not how this works. This is how this works. And I was like, that's kind of genius, because first of all, they're all paired. It's all on the Cronos chain. If Cro goes up, all these projects go up, and they supermoon. That's their term. But on the downside, if Cro tanks, then they all super bust too. But I mentioned that in their Telegram, and they had a great answer for it. They said, look, we've been sitting here going through scenario after scenario after scenario in what the market does. Bull, consolidate, bear. And we're going to be changing our stable coin, or our pairs, into different things depending on the market. So right now they're paired a lot with other Cronos projects, so when the market bulls, they supermoon. But they can switch those into stable coins. So during a bear market or a period of consolidation, they're not subject to as much fluctuation because of the base coin on the Cronos chain. And I was like, that's genius. Not only that, but I'm guessing they're going to put in there some US dollar denominated stable coins. There's a new Swiss stable coin coming out and a Euro stable coin coming out. And if they take all those things and spread them across those, there's very little downside risk. I don't mean from people selling the project. That's always a downside risk. I mean from a bear market really taking the wind out. It's the first time I've really seen a really holistic look at trying to spread the risk around from the liquidity pool. And all of you guys out there, I know I'm not looking at the comments right now. I hope you're still watching and commenting. All of us talk about liquidity pools. Not all of us really understand it. And every time on this show, I talk about it and do a little research, I learn something new about them. And what I always knew, that there was risk in liquidity pools, especially in meme coins, because guys yank that shit out of there really fast. And suddenly you're holding the bag, as Chris found out yesterday with another Cro project that rugged just before I got into it. Thankfully, I didn't. But if you can spread the risk of your liquidity pool around for two major things, from a single point of failure, and two, to spread market risk around, it's just absolutely genius. And I give the guys at CroFomo credit for doing that. And needless to say, I have to say I am an investor in that, and that's not why I'm talking about this, but I'm talking about it because it is a new way of doing things, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Because if you notice, Pedro and I are talking about, especially Pedro has been talking about the market potentially not doing so well. And if the market doesn't do so well, usually the altcoins suck major donkey balls. And so if they have a protection against the downside of that, this will be really interesting. So we're going to pay attention to CroFomo in the meme coin market here. A meme coin with utility it is kind of how I'm going to kind of phrase that, I guess. Is there any... let's see. Okay, there's a bunch of guys here from it. I'm sorry I've been ignoring you. David Carter says, zoom out on the chart. Yeah, let's look at the chart here. Okay, if you look at this is the 15-minute chart, but let's look at the... I'll do it like Pedro does. What does Pedro do? He looks at the daily chart. Oh, there's a nice daily chart. Pedro, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. You need broad on out, though. You need, yeah. Down at the bottom. Down at the bottom. Okay. Take your scroller and so I expect.
Now hold on before you get into your stuff there, Pedro. Let me talk to the group here for a minute. Chris says every single scenario is covered, and I'm impressed with that. I'm impressed that. You stayed away from the yo bro type stuff and put thought into it. David says staking tomorrow, an NFT collection ready, and VVS applied for super low market cap with first ETF on Cronos. It does use the VVS website and router and website. Pedro, that's the one that we've referred to as shady. We've had some rough times with that one, but I guess as long as their volume keeps up, they'll get the money to pay to upgrade that router. And they don't even have any marketing going on. That's just talking head like me bringing it up out there. And Money B says, oh, that was on the previous show. And Moneybee, we'll get back to you in a minute here. But no, we have not. But the important thing is, let's see. COO, welcome joining the show. He says, soon Crow $1. Man, if Crow goes to $1, Pedro's going to be the happiest guy on the planet. Isn't that right, Pedro?
Wait, we have it?
If Crow goes to $1?
Sure. Oh, yeah, if Crow goes to $1, oh, dear Lord. Yeah.
Pedro's been long on Crow for a while now.
Yeah, if it goes to $1, well, the thing is, it had 98. What was it? Well, I forget the peak of it. Well, I forget what.
Operation Phoenix at $10. We're trying to get Operation Phoenix not to go to 10 cents.
99, dude. It hit 99 cents or 98 cents, man. I remember that because I had bought just a small amount. And then I'm like, so when it came back down to like 8 cents, 5 cents, I think it was 6 cents, what was the low here? Yeah, 5 cents. Like, that would be great.
Wait,
that
what's Cronos' price now? Or Crow's price?
Crow's 13 cents right now. But
it got all the way up to 98 cents and it's 13 cents now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
load
them up time.
Bro, I was loading up at 5 cents. It was like 4 cents, dude, because it's like, I mean, it may never come back, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, it's very liquid. Very liquid. So,
yeah.
You know, for it to go, that means everybody would have to just go so bullish that it would just, maybe, I'll put it like this. It may get this high maybe in the next bull run. It might get to $1 or $2. As things get moving, but I'm not expecting anytime soon. I think, like I said, I've talked in the past hitting that 25 cent, and but who knows? We'll see what's up. If Crow hits, dude, I would be able to pay for you as a as a co-host.
Let me tell you, if Crow goes to $1 because of the investment in CAW and CroFomo, there's not going to be a show. Just me and Mrs. Striking are just going to fuck right off.
What?
We'll be done with that.
Me and you wouldn't keep this going? Oh, come on.
Sorry, Pedro. If someone says, Mr. Herlihy, $40 million just showed up in your bank account, the phone won't even. I'll just drop the phone. That's it. Bye. And I would expect the same of you, my friend. All of a sudden, I'll be like, Pedro, Pedro, what? Pedro? Next thing you know, I get a picture of you on a beach, then somewhere in South America or something like that. I'm like, oh, Crow went to $1.
No, I wouldn't say that. I love doing the show, so
I do too. But 40 million.
The thing is, for me, this is not even work. I mean, yes, I prepare for it and stuff, but it's not even work. I would do this regardless of the fact, because I enjoy looking at the markets and just kind of talking about it with people and stuff like that. So, I'm a little bit different when it comes to the show.
Right. Let's Pedro, why don't you? I'm going to talk a little bit about meme coins for a minute here. Go to Dex Tools, and then type in CroFomo and bring up their Crow CAW chart and do a little moving average talk on them.
I shall.
Let me find my comment section here. It's disappeared on me here. Here it is. All right, let's see who's. Chuck says Tom's gonna cheat his own show. Oh, I will time to cheat. I will definitely cheat the old show here. Esmeralda, let's go Moneybee team. Boy, you know what? I don't remember. I forget the Moneybee talk that we had. Anyway, keep bringing up Moneybee. Oh, now I remember. I said sorry, we didn't have time for it. We'll get to you the next time, and we're not going to have time for you this time. I know Pedro's got a hard stop here pretty soon, so we're going to go over one more chart here.
Literally 6 minutes.
All right, we'll make it a quick one. Don't do the whole thing then.
All right. Well, so the fact is that we had some major selling wicks here coming in is not a good sign for me. But it is above the 8-period moving average, so that is a good sign. But this right here.
Well, see, this is the trick with this one, Pedro. Those wicks may not even be from selling or buying. It can be price movement based on all those other projects that they share their project's LP with. Because those projects, when they go up and down, they buy and sell their pairs. And so, I mean, yes, it's buying and selling. But what I'm talking about is it may not be humans buying it. May be the smart contracts swapping tokens around for to keep the liquidity pool ratios balanced.
Either way, man, I still look at it like this idea that there's still sellers. Whether it's, I mean, because you're talking about algorithms. Algorithms sit there and however they're doing it. I look at it with the fact that this right here is the indication to me that basically just states that there's selling going in. I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong for this, but its support is coming in at this 8-period moving average. That 4-hour mark here, there's nothing really sitting here for me that would hold it except for the 100 and 200-day period moving average. And I'm seeing more seller wicks than buyer wicks.
Yep.
So I'd expect this to come down, which, more supply, more supply zones stepping in at these levels here. It just explains to me that, whether it's those other ones that it's trading, we've got a slippery slide all the way down to that 5049 area to the 4246 area, and that's 6 zeros. So we're talking that almost it coming back down here. If it does, let's get in at these levels, at that level down here, and then wait for it to happen. Now, are they going to be? How do they make money? Because are they going to find a way to buy back this if it does come back down?
That's a good question. I know they make money from all their liquidity pool investments, so lots of farming going on there. It's a good question. I'll have to, if any of you guys are still watching, how do you make monies? Other than what I've spoken about.
Charles Jansen, Pedro still be here. I would still be here regarding this, because I do like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy it. I would ask Tom for the keys to get into it and know how to set all this stuff up.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
But here's the thing, though. I also look at it like this. When it comes down to it, this looks like a good project. I mean, like the fact is, you have a huge amount of community. You have a huge amount of people that they figured out a way to continually grow their community. One thing about the thing about crypto is, if a project isn't pushing, the community leave.
Right.
They have literally built a way where they can continually grow the community through meme coin, because even in the bear market, meme coins were still pumping. You got, what was it? Pepe pumped during the bear market.
Shib pump.
Yeah. So you do have a few. So that's the other part. But if this thing skyrockets, man, dude, and what's the liquidity, or what? Not the liquidity. What's the market cap? 246,000.
Yeah. No, it's got room to boom. It's only 10 days old.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I got in way down there, right down there. Oh, right down, right in there. That's where Chris FOMO'd me into it. So all is good with that.
First day. Dude, why didn't you call me, dude?
Because the FOMO was strong, and
You forgot. Sure. Did we at least put any of DYOR capital on it?
Nope. I don't, because for meme coins, here's a good example. Chris also said, oh, there's another one here. This one's going to be good, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And I was looking at it, I got distracted for a little bit, came back, and while I'm looking at it, the red candle goes boop, all the way to 0. I mean, it got rug pulled. So I was like, oh, glad I missed that one. So
yeah,
they're risky. But the point in the body of the thing I was talking about today is that Cronos has been hot lately for meme tokens, and one of the reasons why is that they added CAW to their exchange, kind of like if a meme coin went crazy on the BSC chain, and Binance sucked it up right up into the exchange level right away, and it made things go boom. Here, let's see if I have that one up here. Yeah, let me bring this chart up here. Here's the crow with knife chart, and see if you can see where crypto.com listed this. See, take a wild guess. Right where the kink happened there, Pedro, and it just shot up and went boom. I mean, and this is one of those charts
Boom
for
goes the dynamite, bro.
that anguishing over what to do all through this period here, because even way back here when it started, it started here. It's at 8 zeros and 4, and then it goes up to 7 zeros and 2 and starts to back off. And so I dumped most of my position. I'm like, oh, it's a meme coin. It's done. And then it gets listed, and then something else good happens, and it goes up 10x, like in the period of a week. It goes not even a week, a few days, just up 10x.
No, this thing went up. This thing did 100x from low.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It's pulled back a lot now, but
That is brilliant, dude.
But it's one of those things that did. It's one of those ones that the first 14 people that bought on it 10x immediately, and so the rest of us kind of 10 to 20x.
Actually, I gotta go here in a minute, but this is gonna remind me of BSC when they became major, right?
Yep.
Everybody was going through there, and remember how? Do you know how much money BSC has in cash? Like it was like $70 billion.
Yeah,
like,
tons.
That's how much Apple has. Like some of the top major corporate entities in America, okay, that pretty much run the world. Google, Microsoft, Apple, okay, they range between Tesla, $110 billion to like 80 billion. And in, 4 years, they were able to get cash reserves of $70 billion.
There's your phone call. All right, Pedro, thank you very much for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, give a hand to Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. Have a good day, Pedro.
Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the Cronos talk here. But in case you haven't noticed it, I've switched up to MoneyBee. MoneyBee. All right, MoneyBee, show us. Come on. All of our socials are on Dex Tools, by the way. We haven't paid the Dex Screener extortion fee, as CoinGecko will push update for free. You're right. All these sites are extortionists. I know how it is. Esmeralda, thanks for joining us, saying I love MoneyBee. Someone I don't know anything about it. You guys got to talk to me about it. Pedro and I are not invested in this. This is one of those things where the viewers tell us what to bring up by bombing the comments. Auto ETH airdrops every 6 hours. But what am I going to do with a little bit of ETH? Oh, you just got 0.002 ETH. It's going to be $100 in gas to sell it or to move it. I'll give you a break on ETH. I'm sure you got something figured out. Liquidity is locked for 255 years. It's kind of a long time. Kind of a long time there. Oh, it's on base. I'm sorry. It's on base, so it's rewards in Base's version of ETH, which is cheap. Cheap. Base has been a meme coin bonanza lately, too, as we all know. So the fees don't eat it up. 1% transaction volume turns to rewards. Space Cat in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Space Cat.
Space.
The final frontier. Thanks for joining us, Space Cat. Dar Baby. Dar Baby's been shilling the reward token all day, too. MoneyBee day, 170K volume. People were getting $10 drops. Well, that's nice. $10 drops is awfully nice. If you can keep the volume up on that. Jesus. Salama. Obama Salama. Anyway, let's look at Money's chart here a little bit first. We've lost Pedro, so I won't give you the super technical analysis of it. But I have a few things that I like to look at that will determine whether your future is good or not. No, I have zero power to move a chart. Trust me. Anyway, to me, this looks like a very good chart. Just simply the idea that it launched. Let me try and get this in a place I can point to it here today. Let's see. We got here. The launch is a good launch here. Let's see if I can just cheat here a little bit. Yes, I can. The launch was a good launch here. The Jeets weren't so bad here on this. And obviously, it didn't get the super bot going on. So launch day was pretty good. I don't know how you guys launch, whether you're pre-sale or whatever. It doesn't matter. It went well. The initial sales came off. Everybody knows on big green candles on launch day means red candles a few days later. It's gonna happen. Can't avoid it. It's too many people looking to flip immediately. Anyway, but then when seemed to get the word out about what's going on here a couple days later, it starts the process up here. Word's getting around, process gets up. We've mooned a little bit here, so what does that mean? More sales. But generally, it looks good. Let me see. I can't see the volume that well here. And I don't mean total volume. I mean just volume as it relates day to day. Still decent. Let's look at the numbers here. 78,000 market cap, 23,000 in liquidity, 188 holders. That's good. That's a good ratio. This new feature here is there's a volatility index number here on DEX tools, and I haven't figured it out yet. Volatility equals 24-hour volume divided by liquidity. Oh. Now, which is a higher number better or lower number better? Anyway, pooled ETH, so it's got about 4 ETH in the pool. So 18, let's see, ETH is 3,000, so 12 plus 20 is 24. Yeah, that's about right. Matches their $23,000 in total liquidity. And 14% of the pooled money bee is in the LP. I like that. That's good, and it's a good thing. Oh, but you guys are bombing the comments right now. Pre-CMC and pre-CG coin merge space on Wednesday. You guys brought all the shillers. Incredible crypto calls. Yes, what Esmeralda's. All right, let me go back here and find these. All of you, thanks for joining and signing up and subscribing. Now feel as I return the favor and bomb your TG with our show times. No pre-sale, no team tokens. I guess it was a fair launch then. Fair launches are generally good, sometimes bad because, as we all know, the first 10 people eat the most. Dev is active and marketing and just begun. Multi-sig project wallet. You guys can keep all that stuff, dude. We know how all this works. And we are friends with VCA. Damn, I don't have any idea who that is. Let's see. Please do not bomb our chat. No, I don't mean bomb it. I just mean communities that participate on our show. I always ask if I can post the show times right before we go live in your chat. Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme. His movies, just like Steven Seagal, they are the best worst movies. Best Crypto Meme Masters. Yo, what's up, Crypto Meme Masters? Space Cat, yes, we'll take advantage of that just like he's taking advantage of me. All right, Moneybees had their time for today. Ladies and gentlemen, hit me up with some more meme coins here. Shell them out. Crypto Meme Masters, they have a rug checker tool incoming. You know, those rug checker tools are tough. It's to have it completely automated is really hard. I've been in the rug business for a long time. For those of you who don't know, I have a whole series of seasons of a show called Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked. And I haven't done them in a while because Pedro and I have been doing this show. 3 seasons that are on Roku, Amazon Fire, coming to Apple TV as soon as I can get my act together with getting certified as an Apple developer. And and of course on YouTube, Vimeo, and all these different places in which I do 10 to 15-minute episodes about things that go wrong in crypto, namely rug pulls, honeypots, bad management, losing your keys, getting hacked, all that type of stuff. And I use entertainment as a way of keeping you guys interested. So if you want to watch some fun shows, go to our you're on our YouTube channel right now, but search for Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, and there's a playlist. Has all of them in there. It's just fun. Jesus says, just had a mini pump. Who did? You? You had the Swedish pump? DAO baby. Oh, that's right. DAO baby. I forgot about that. Oh, right. Solama had the DAO. So I just switched something. I switched to ultra low latency on YouTube. It said you should use, our AI has been looking at your channel, and you should use ultra low latency. There's only like a 2-second delay now. Space Cat says, I came across a coin or a token called Space Cat. I'm sure there's been a bunch, but I said, hey, Space Cat, your coin is doing well, and it just launched. And sure enough, minutes later, it rug pulled. Solama, 28 million. Sorry I didn't get on that on the DAO baby. Let's see. Crypto Meme says, what do you think of the meme bots? Meme B coin. Let's check that out. Meme B coin. Meme B. Meme bots. Hold on. Let me get rid of the. Hold on. That's this is striking in the background here. Sorry about that. Let's pull that down. Get rid of that for now. All right, what does this say here? Hey, where did my lo-fi go? I don't know if you guys can hear the lo-fi music in the background. It just stopped. Have it on loop. Apparently, there's only so many times it can loop. All right, let's see. Meme bots. 15-minute chart here. Oh gosh, that's not enough. 3-minute chart. That's not enough. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. Do I have the right one? Meme bots on Solana launched today. Let me know if I've got the right one. Crypto and meme mess. What do you think about the meme bots? Meme? I don't know if I have a real one or the. And the market cap is 4,000, and the liquidity is 4,000. I don't know if I've got the right one here. But if I do have the right one, it's too thin to really figure anything out. Pedro would put a whole moving average stuff on this, and I'll be like, meh. Let's see. Green miner chart. For those of you that don't know, the green miner, guys. Let's see. They're on BNB, Gem. I need to type it out. Green miner. They made their own pair with CZUSD. They made their own stable coin of some sort. Green miner. Let's put their name up there. All right. Why is my Google Sheet not updating? Come on. Update. Update. There we go. Green miner. Ladies and gentlemen, green miner. Green. This is another. Earlier I was talking about CroFomo having an interesting take on how to build the community, keep everyone involved, generate money, put upward pressure on their token. And Green Miner has done the same thing. A different way altogether. They actually run miners. Who knew? I believe they run mostly Caspa miners right now. And they mine, and it goes into a pool, which buys and burns their token. Which is really cool. I don't claim to fully understand how it works. Sorry for the noise. But let's look at the chart here, and you'll understand why I bought into it a long time ago. Let's see. Just a little off my game here. That's the 1 minute chart. Let's go to the 12-hour chart here. Yeah, let's look at the 12-hour chart. This is going all the way back to December of 22. December of 22. Has anyone ever seen a chart like this for a period of a year and 5 months, year and 6 months or so? 1.5 years is this chart here for Green Miner. Any Chumbalones still watching? Let's see, where did actually it's Pedro and I jointly got into this right about here, I think. Somewhere, it was the first time they were mentioned on our show. Someone mentioned it, brought Green Miner in, and said, "Okay, we'll give it a shot. We will give it a shot." Yeah, the chart looks nice, and they don't even advertise it. You'll look at the volume, and you're like, "Oh, the volume's really low." Let me. I can't see that. My old guy eyes need to look at the actual chart here. Market cap is 587,000. Liquidity is 200,000. Very strong. Very, very strong. Only 125 holders. Circulating supply is only 237,000. That's why the price is at $2.47. Very low volatility index. Volatility divided by 24-hour volume. I haven't figured that out yet. It depends on the token whether that's good or bad. Total transactions 2,300. Let's see. They have a. I don't understand their stablecoin CZUSD, so I need to get some more information on that. But it was the pool was created. Oh, get this! Almost 2 years ago, June 21st, 2022. That's how far back this goes. I don't know why this chart doesn't go back that far. But has anyone seen a chart like this, other than Bitcoin, during its heyday? No. The Green Miner. Pablo Hernandez, thoughts on Shark Dog on Sol? Thank you, Shark Dog. Thank you for the super chat. Oh wait, super chat means holla. It goes on a long time there. Thank you very much for that super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime anyone super chats us, the funds go directly into supporting the channel for Pedro and I. All we try to do is get more viewers here in order to make ourselves more attractable to sponsors. And the more sponsors that come on and fund our show, the better content we can bring you. All right, but since I did that, let's Pedro has left for the day, and I stayed on. So I'm gonna bring up their chart and see what I can do with it. Pedro's our technical analysis guy. Shark Dog on Sol. Shark Dog. Let's go over to Gecko Terminal for that one. Gecko Terminal. Shark Dog. Shark Dog. Shark Dodge. Shark Dog. Let's see. There's one. Shark Dog on Crow. Which chain's it on there? Give me a little hint there, Pablo. Let me take that down while we're at it. Sol. Hey, Jesus, do you know, are you involved with every project? Are you like Space Cat? Let's go back and find them. Fourth one down, Shark Dog. That's on Crow. The Shark Doge, D-O-G-E. Is that what it is? Is that what you guys are telling me, or Shark Dog? You typed D-O-G, so that's what I was going. There's only one, I only see one. Shark. Let me put a space in there and see if that changes it up. Yeah, there's one that's down 99%. I'm guessing that's it. That one was a rug pull. Oh, that's Shark Doge. All right, let me go back to the comments here. Jesus says he owns like 50 meme coins. Let's see. Pablo, send me some information about it. Post. I know you can't post a link, but tell me how to find it. Let me go back over to Dex Tools and see if that has it. Shark Dog. Oh, I think I found it. All right. Shark Dog. I like to take a little moment to put your guys' name up there, because then it looks good. You guys can use it in social media. Anyway, here's Shark Dog, ladies and gentlemen. Viewer, Pablo brought this to our attention. It's a month old. Like I said, I have no idea what they do. Now this is earlier I was talking about a project that had a good launch. This is an example of a project that did not have a good launch. If I've got the right chart. If I do not have the right chart, this one's this might be the wrong one, because this one's got a $3,000 market cap and $4,000 in liquidity. Something's wrong with that one. Sorry, I will try to get the right one. Shark Dog. All right, there's a bunch here. There's SD, there's S-Dog, there's another SD, all different contracts, so I don't know which one is the correct one. Gotta let me know there, guys. Crypto Meme Masters, I just had Meme B up, and I don't have any alpha on it at all. Will the real Shark Dog please stand up? Please stand up. Olu still pitching the reward token. All right, someone give me a hint on this Shark Dog. That seems to be the same one as before. Shark Dog. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're coming towards the show here. If you got any other projects, I don't think that's the... Pablo, I feel bad. I took your money, your $1.99, and I have no idea what project which Shark Dog you're talking about. Jesus, if you've got the right one, DM it to me, and I'll bring it up here. You guys are just shill masters today. Well, it's good to be back here, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate all of you that are tuning in here today. Coming towards, like I said, coming towards the end of the show. We've had so far about 85 views, the best I can tell, just on YouTube. We've been on Twitch today, on Twitch and on Twitter. The Twitter broadcast is oddly way behind. Oh, you're right, Kansas. I forgot to talk. I talk about Pepsi. Forgot about it. Let's bring up the Pep. Pepe Z on mainnet Z, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are not in that project, no, they're not paying us or anything like that. Yes, I'm invested in it. You know what? We got to go to Gecko Terminal for that one. Gecko Terminal, El No Show, El Charto. There it is. This project actually launched before they are updating their whatever you call it, but it launched a couple of days before this chart started, much lower than the current price that is at right now. Anyway, this is a good project here. It's over on the NetZ or main NetZ. You guys got to change the name. Get rid of main NetZ and just go with NetZ. Main NetZ is too much. And it was difficult unless you had an exchange account. It was difficult to get some cash monies over into. I think I got the wrong thing there. Get some cash monies over into the project because you could only go. NetZ started on exchanges first. They were on 5 exchanges before they launched a DeFi project, which is a good strategy. They had lots of trading, generated some income, yada yada yada, and then launched their DeFi. And I always say that you should have your ducks in a row and your product ready to go before you launch your token, like a real company does. You know, you get investors, you get the money together, and you develop it, and then you launch it, and then you launch your product. Then there's no downward pressure on your token. Anyway, but the first meme coin on the chain, on the main NetZ chain, is Pepsi. Pepe Z. It's in the Pepe family of frogs, and it's done well. And the good news is that there's now a bridge over to it, and I don't have the information handy. We'll talk about that. I'll make it one of the topics to talk about this week, tomorrow or the next day, on how to get your money over into main NetZ to get on the Pepe chain. They've got staking set up. They've got a Pepe website. It's actually quite amazing. PepZ website. Pepz.io. You can buy it right here. There's the swap here. They've got this project called Leapfrog. That's if you're in the Xinu project, you can bring money from the Xinu project over to here. They've got an over-the-counter trading system, so you can bring money in. I won't say from where because I'll get it wrong. But this was all these things were set up, waiting for a proper bridge to be set up, and that now is coming as well. There's a dice game if you want to play some dice. But this is the important part. They have a staking here of 300 million tokens or something like that. And there's still 274 million tokens waiting to be emitted, as they say. And so there's a tremendous amount of staking available for the rest of the year, I believe, or maybe even a little bit longer. So we'll talk more about Pepsi in there and main NetZ, whatever, about their bridges, all that stuff coming. I got the lo-fi music in my head. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the show here. Let's quickly go through. Kaching says, is that even up there? No, it's not up there. Kaching says, Arbitrum. Leapfrog. Kansas Xinu says is the Leapfrog project. That's getting the money over into their chain. Jesus sent me the thing. All right, let's bring that one up and see. So of course it's on Bird Eye. Everything's there. I don't know why I just didn't look there in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, the shark dog. Well, so far so good. Let's see. Let's pull this out a little bit more. Let's go to the hour-long chart here. This project's been around a while. A whole month. Oh, longer than that. All right, I need to go. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Oh, this is one of those projects you should have mentioned a long time ago there, Jesus and then Pablo Hernandez. All right, March of 23. Let's see, it launched. Yeah, we're going to need to go to the daily chart for this one. This is the Solana chart you sent me. Solana chart. This is okay. While I got the Solana chart up, I just love this. I love this chart so much. Sorry, I thought I had us up there. The Solana chart, the big U, right here. No, here in December of 2023, after the FTX disaster, I put out one of my best videos ever, with research, thought, and everything behind it about Solana and how they blew it. And the Solana Foundation didn't take precautions against FTX getting too large of a position in them, and it got all the way down to 8 cents or something like that. And then this consolidation happened, and the good news came out about the bankruptcy court not selling the locked, staked Solana. They're going to hold it and/or sell it over the counter with the approval of a judge. They're not just going to dump it on the market. And it just took off, and took off to here because of that. And then meme coin season started, and it rocketed. And I didn't get on it. Didn't get on it anyway, ladies and gentlemen. That's my stream deck is running slow here today. Oh, let's get the show music going here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of the day called the end of the show. I want to thank everyone for joining in today. We had a good show. I was away for much of April. I came back. I've got a good tan. I like to say it's better than Mrs. Striking's, but she's going to argue with me on that. I want to thank everyone that showed up today. We had a great crowd. Jesus says he did good on Shark Dog. Yeah, thanks for telling us about it. You can take that Shark Dog money and pay down your the bond, your floor, whatever you call it now in the car business. Incredible Eddie, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Jesus, pitching the Operation Phoenix, thank you very much. Appreciate Kaching, Control Token, Crypto Control YouTuber, also in pre-sale revamp. Safe Moon Tokenomics, remove the whale dominance. All right, baby. We know how everyone rolls here. We'll have a good show. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be here all week at 12. I didn't run the show schedule at all because I forgot. But 12 Eastern Time, 16 UTC all week, and Friday we'll probably be doing a Twitter Spaces with Full Rant Friday. And thanks to all of you 120 or so people across all the different platforms we broadcast on for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad to have this show in because I'm tired and my voice needs rest. See you tomorrow. Be there.